All right, we got to get this baseball show in before I head to the Arc Experience. Good morning. It's Holden, JT, and DC. Just a wonderful day today. You know, you wake up, you see you win some money after you passed out. That's always nice. Thank you to the Braves and the Astros for going to extra innings. And then what could be more of a treat than seeing JT's face on this fine morning? We'll get DC in a moment, but it's look, the brightness, the shine, it's all there. Good morning, JT Hayes. JT, excuse me.
Yeah. Good morning, Holden. Thanks for deciding to join us in time. I hope you're having
a good
day. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always nice when we're waiting on the host,
Such bullshit.
So often happens, but it's good to be here. The chat is already lively. Talking about the likes, not really doing much about them, just lip service. Hit the fucking like button.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. Looked at the slate. Had a nice weekend so far, and ready to continue it.
So I'm done with asking for likes, JT. We're not going to do that.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should.
I don't even want to say it again.
Hiring, Holden, you're hanging it up. No more asking.
No, not on a Sunday morning. Fuck it. Let's just, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. We're giving you free shit. You don't do it. You're going to, horrible things will happen. You'll probably have stuff amputated today. DC, what's happening? What's going on in your world? Anything good?
Yeah, you talk about saving money. Leon Edwards last night. What a knockout. I don't know if you guys were watching that. JT, you had to be watching the UFC fights, yeah?
I was gonna actually. I was all set to go join some buddies, but I was telling Holden before the show that I was at a pool party yesterday afternoon, and then my wife wanted tacos. So of course we went to get fucking tacos.
Yeah, of course.
And they had the Braves game on because we're in Atlanta, and there's a bar next door, and it's like the 8th inning, and I'm like, hey, I think it was tied at that point. And I said, hey, let's watch the end of this game. It goes to extras. And by the time it got to extras and ended, I was just tired from the sun in the pool. And really the only fight I was interested in on that card, because I thought Luke Rockhold was going to get absolutely mauled. It looked like he put up a good fight.
That was a crazy fight too. Yeah.
But I was like, look, the only thing I'm really interested in here is the main event. That means I'm going to be up until 2:00 in the morning. That's going to make my Sunday hell because I'm up early researching baseball, doing this. So decided to call it a night early to live for another day and be able to have a fun day.
That's fair, but you did miss
I
spectacular knockout. Crazy comeback. The crazy part was like Usman was like minus, I don't know, 3,000 or something at the time of the head kick. So that was crazy. Wow. I imagine though, JT, I've never been to Atlanta. Every bar's got to have the Braves game on, right? Like, this seems like that kind of town. Is that?
It's funny. More so this year. Obviously, they won the championship last year.
Off the World Series. Yeah.
Before that, it was kind of like even some days here, you'll go in and there'll be like a Scottish soccer match on. You're like, what the fuck is this? I mean, it's just so you just have to find the right places. But we've got all of our regular spots where the Braves game is, if they're playing, it's on most of the TV. So we like that.
Good stuff.
My favorite part was when Alex Anthopoulos came out and said, we basically have to win every year. People aren't going to watch our product anymore.
Well, they are going to win every year because every superstar they call, or every youngster they call up is a superstar. And then they sign them for
10 years for no money.
How about years of indentured servitude from the Braves?
Indentured servitude.
Hey, listen. First of all, how about Vaughn Grissom? I mean,
he's awesome.
Shot he hit last night was just incredible. And you're right. It's amazing. Every kid they bring up is like what the Mets want Brett Beatty to be, but he's not. That's what the Braves kids are.
The Braves have like 6 of them.
Yeah.
Such bullshit. Nice of you to join us, DC. How are you feeling today? We need an update. I don't see a pillow. You're sitting, which is very good news. So what's up? How are you?
The back is decent today. Okay. My head does hurt. Was pretty into the fights last night, so had to poured a few down the old hatch, but feeling good. Sitting up, didn't seem to have too many ill effects, and
good.
Fun day of baseball today. So I'm good.
You should do drugs. Those always help you. It just it doesn't cure the pain. It just makes you not care about it anymore.
Well, you're preaching to the choir over here. You don't need.
Yeah, I know. JT gets very uncomfortable when we do that. JT, and then DC hates it when I name drop. I did get Alex Anthopoulos to sing the Canadian national anthem one time, and I do have him by the balls because if I ever release it, he's like, please don't ever release this. So if you ever want me to get Vaughn Grissom traded or Michael Harris. It's not going to work, but at least I got some ammo on his ass.
Right.
Yeah, he's a wonderful GM. He might be the best in the league at this point. Seriously, like who's better than Alex Anthopoulos now?
You can't, yeah. I mean,
he's doing pretty
shit.
well.
Here comes Tony.
Pretty well.
No, I mean the sun got him too tired.
So first of all, you got to understand what time the baseball game occurs, and then you would know it's not 9 p.m. The Braves played until like 11:30. Got home. Should I go out again or not? And I wanted to be here for the people. I wanted to be here for the subscribers. I wanted to be fresh, and I wanted to have done my research. So that's
my issue. It wasn't even with you going to sleep. It was with DC just rolling over. DC never rolls over. He needed to give you some shit.
Let me say this. If I was feeling as fresh as JT, I would not have let it roll over.
You stayed up for the fights.
I'm trying to warm up into the show over here, all right?
What a good night's sleep looks and feels like, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the flex too.
What's that tattoo on the bicep, JT?
Don't worry
that again. Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I don't want you being able to identify me if I'm.
Come on, put the bicep up there, buddy. I want to see it.
Not anymore.
Is it that little kid pissing? It's the kid with the pissing thing that you see on the back of cars all the time.
Definitely not that. No.
I feel like that's what you would put on your arm. All right. We're not talking about the button today. All I'm talking about is for those of you that have not been subscribers, just go to the site, sign up already. Don't be a dumbass. NFL 15% off all of your subscription. Plus, you get our optimizer, Saber Sim. That's a wonderful thing. You get the Tone Dogs core and playbook. Same thing with all of our coordinators. That's wonderful stuff. JSU. We got the preseason going on right now. That's kind of fun as well. NFL preseason. And you don't just get the NFL when you sign up. You get MMA like DC was talking about. You still get baseball. We're going to be doing this through the playoffs, right through the World Series Showdown, which always seems to be a nice little cash cow as well. You get preseason content with the National Football League, MMA, PGA's going on. And then right around the corner, I can't believe this, 2 months from now, we got the NBA back already. I need a fucking extra month away from the NBA. Just let me take a breath here. I don't need to be sweating shit out all night long, but that'll be coming up too. You got our hockey team, our tennis team. Just sign up already if you haven't done so. If you have and you quit, come back because it's football season. It's time to win some cashish. Let's get into today's slate. On the diamond is what we're going to call it. Let's see here. DC Ohtani has the most beautiful matchup in the history of the world going up against Detroit. You do have Eduardo Rodriguez on the other side. Okay. We got we got some stuff up and down here. We got Justin Steele, somebody that I kind of like today. That slider's starting to work. DC, I actually did some research today so I could talk with you about these. Okay. I feel like I'm caught up. Let's do it. What do we want to do with Ohtani up top? Is he a lock button? Go through the whole goddamn thing.
I mean, he should be, right? Ohtani against the Tigers. Kind of hard to avoid it. But we have seen Ohtani. We've talked about it before. Like, he will pitch awesome sometimes when maybe you don't expect it, and then he'll not have his stuff when you think he will. He's one of those pitchers that it's more about him than the matchup. So yeah, I'm inclined to play him, but he always makes me a little bit nervous, and I assume he's going to be 50+% owned on this slate. So if you want to fade him for ownership reasons, I think there's a case to be made there. There are other good options. Brandon Woodruff against the Cubs, I think, is definitely a good way to go. We've seen Charlie Morton pitch really well. I don't love it against the Astros. And then if you want to go cheaper, you kind of nailed a couple of the guys down there. Justin Steele has been awesome for the Cubs and is 7,200 against Milwaukee. So he's super cheap, but I'm with you, Holden. I think it does start with Ohtani, and it's one of those slates to me where, I mean, if he's anywhere close to his normal self, he's going to be probably the top scoring pitcher on the slate. So I'm inclined to play him. I do rank him number 1, Woodruff 2. And then going down, I think makes sense to Justin Steele. Those are kind of the 3 guys I'm most focused on right now. A lot of guys I don't really want to play. Greinke's, Thompson's, Arihara, a lot of the cheap pitchers, Erod, back from whatever his issue was. A lot of these guys are kind of borderline unplayable to me. So I just see in 3 or 4 pitchers that I'm looking at.
Oh, that was pretty simple. Tony, it looks like I'm going to get to the bet show on time today. JT, can we get into a little baseball here? It's become a bit at this point. JT, talk to me here. What do you like at pitcher? Is it lock button Ohtani day today, or do you want to zig where everybody's zagging?
No, I haven't played Ohtani in a month at these prices, and it's not so much because of Ohtani. It's because of what the ceiling is, right? Talked a little bit about this the last time he was on the slate, that, Shohei Ohtani, from an Angels perspective, I think, DC, you were on this show too. Mm-hmm. He is their only asset right now, and they may move him in the offseason. So their goal is to keep him healthy. The ceiling here has been 6 innings. It's a fantastic matchup. DC talked about 50% ownership. So I think, maybe today I'll have a little bit just because of the matchup, but I think I'll be off him in my main team and try and get a little bit different. There are some other good options. DC mentioned Woodruff. You have Morton without Yordan Alvarez in the lineup, so it's a little bit more appealing there. Justin Steele, I like, who you mentioned. And then Joe Ryan, 7,400, has been pitching better. He gets a Texas team that's just going absolutely nowhere. Fired everybody this week, and they played like shit since that. So I think he's pretty appealing in a game where the Twins should win that game handily. So the win bonus should be in play there. And that's kind of pitching for me. I think there is one other guy really, really cheap. Again, the big bat, paying up for the big bats and spending down hasn't really been the formula here recently, but Mike Minor pitched pretty crappy, but he is 5,500 against the Pirates. Pirates, if they're going to strike out a lot, it's going to be usually against left-handed pitching. So that's pretty much it for me. Someone's saying Alvarez is in the lineup, so obviously that is something that changes things a bit for Morton.
He's hitting third. He's right in there where he needs to be. Both bullpens might be a little gassed, which is kind of nice today. If you're looking offensively, maybe they're not, though. So pretty tight core for you at pitcher, JT?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say them one more time so I can write them down and not forget?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ohtani, I'm on the fence. Again, it's not anything to do with him. It's just the ceiling there at 10.5 and ownership. Woodruff, Steele, probably take Morton out unless it's MME. And then Joe Ryan and Mike Minor.
Yeah, Joe Ryan's an interesting. Can you talk about Joe Ryan just for a second here, DC, and why you didn't bring him up? It's a nice matchup, isn't it?
Yeah, he would have been kind of the next guy on my list. Pitching at home, Texas, like JQ said, has not been great recently. I just prefer Justin Steele a little bit for that same price point, and that's in the low 7K range. So that's the only reason I didn't bring him up. But yeah, I think he is absolutely in play. Morton's interesting, JT. I don't think anybody will play him against the Astros, but we saw in that last start against the Mets, right? Like I wasn't on him on that start. I've been on him a lot of the year, a lot of last year. He did the same thing last year, right? Where it wasn't great in the first half of the year, and he just came on super strong as the Braves did. And I think I'm guessing you watched that game against the Mets. He was just on fire, just untouchable. And it was like the matchup didn't matter, right? And so you wonder if he could do it again against the Astros, even with Yordan in there. So I think Morton is the interesting tournament play for me.
Okay. Yeah. Tone. Yeah.
I was there at that game. So that was just they were talking about it the next day. Said, hey, you strike out 12 New York Mets batters, you've done something. You
can do it against the Mets, you can do it against anybody. So yeah, he's interesting.
Before we get to Tony's place, somebody in the chat said I look like Eddie Munster. I get that a lot. I used to get that a lot as a child. And if you want to give me your address, I'll come over and fucking shank you. Good morning, Tony. Let's get into pitching a little bit here. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of deep to me. Actually, I like a decent amount of these guys. Ohtani's the interesting one because it does look like the total nut spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's not weather or anything in Detroit, is there?
No, we got a lot of weather that we do need to get into after this, but I don't
where's the weather at?
Pop-ups. I mean, it's all over the place. There's fucking like DC. Fine, let's just get into this real quick, right? So I guess Atlanta maybe is a little scary spot. Detroit's got a little bit. I'm not afraid of that.
I looked pre-show. Didn't see anything I was scared of, especially on Sunday. They can delay it,
Yeah, pop-ups.
A bunch of pop-ups.
So I think they'll play. play everywhere.
Looks like a bunch of just little risk spots.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. I kind of like a lot of pitchers. Obviously, Ohtani and Woodruff at the top. Mike Minor, I don't usually like him, but Pittsburgh just, like I think JT said, they just strike out so freaking much versus lefties that you have to have at least a little interest at 5,500. Joe Ryan, I don't know. So I've tried to play him a few times. He just doesn't go deep. I mean, 80 pitches, like all his starts are like 80 pitches almost. Every once in a while, they let him go a little further. But if they're really scoring a bunch of runs, which I like Minnesota, as always when we're on here, against this trash can for Texas.
I know.
I don't know. Like, it's really hard for me not to like that. But I think I'm off Joe Ryan. Just not enough pitches. Justin Steele at the same price versus Milwaukee. Why does Milwaukee strike out as much as they do? Just in my head, it feels like a team that doesn't strike out, but they have actually the highest rate of the day in the last 30 days, at least. That's what I always look at this time of year. Last 30 days, 32% K rate for Milwaukee on the. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So definitely Justin Steele. I think a sneaky matchup, low owned, is Manoah against this Yankees team that literally can't hit anything right now. And like DC said, we talked earlier in the week, we were kind of on it early on saying this lineup looks like shit, and it finally is shit the last like month and a half. They can't hit anything. So Manoah, you know, Toronto loves just pounding on the Yankees here. Manoah is that trash talk type guy that he would love to just shove it right up the Yankees. So I like him a little bit as a really low owned guy. I don't think anyone will play him. Yarbrough at 6,500. Same thing. Kansas City strikes out so freaking much. Like, where's their rate at? Let me pull it up here. Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City's like 27%. So, I mean, they're super high too. It feels like they strike out a ton every single day. Got a great park there too. And then you guys, the three baseball guys. Who's this?
Look at that,
Butto dude.
Look
I mean, Jose Butto at 4K. Yeah. What's this dude's deal? I mean, 4K for he's got a decent projection for 4K. Like, who is he?
Yeah, so pretty good strikeout numbers in AA. Then just got recently promoted to AAA. Only pitched 6 innings, and he last pitched 3 days ago on the 18th. He threw an inning.
Oh, he threw that recently, so he's not going deep at all.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I don't know, right? So of all the pitchers today, you know, there are some that I can't predict how long they're going to go, right? Yarbrough in Tampa Bay is one of them. No idea what that guy is going to do with his pitchers. Butto is the other one because he pitched an inning. Now, because he pitched an inning doesn't mean he won't go out and throw 5. I just don't know what their plan is. And that's something that I was thinking about when I was debating, do I want to play Phillies bats or not, besides the fact that they've just been really cold for the most part recently. Is this more of a bullpen game for the Mets where you're going to see Butto for an inning or 2 or until he gives up a couple of hits, and then they bring Trevor Williams in as their long guy? Because I think, although I don't know, because they had a doubleheader yesterday, so I need to look at who pitched for them. So could be a spot where you see more innings out of him. I just can't predict it.
So Jose Butto Jenkins, who I think is really Budo, but yes, Jose Butto Jenkins, upper 80s, low 90s, tops out at 55, and then or at 95. And then the other thing that I saw is once he gets around into the third time around the order, he just gets murdered. So at the most, I think you'll see him 2 times, even if he throws well. What is this, like a 4-inning start? Maybe 4 innings, DC?
Yeah, he pitched. So yeah, 20 pitches back on the 18th, 3 days ago, like JT said. Before that, though, he was like a traditional starter, 90, 98 pitches. So that, you know, those 20 innings, I think you could kind of just call that like
so you guys know this, but like they always throw that like 3 days before, like their whatever bullpen day or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I would expect him to have close to a full workload. I mean, they're calling him up. The Mets bullpen is tired, right? The long series with the Braves that they played. I think they want and need some innings here. So yeah.
Again, when we're playing a 4K guy, we're not expecting friggin' 8 innings. Like if he gets to like 14, he's huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I wouldn't expect something huge out of him, but I do think they'll hope he can go 4 or 5 innings.
Like,
here.
say you found some team with, I mean, I haven't even looked at the lineups yet, but some team with, like Atlanta, for example, that has all expensive guys. The only way you can play it is to play this dude. It's okay to roll him out there.
I think so too. Yep, I'm with you.
All right, so Budo. You can call him Butto if you want to. We know it's Budo, but Budo Jenkins in the mix at 4K. What's the final decision here, Tony?
Yeah.
I mean, I just said exactly. DC agreed with me. If
right.
if you find the perfect team that you need a cheap pitcher that's 4K, which sometimes it happens with teams like the Braves and the Astros and some of these higher priced teams, you need it. You need a little savings. So
it's one of those situations where I wouldn't start your lineup with him, but if you need him, you can use him.
Definitely don't start with it. Because like a lot of times too, this is always what happens to me. I'll build my team and I don't need a 4K guy. So you're not going to play him then.
Yep, exactly.
It is surprising. You're right, guys. It is surprising, GQ, that Budo is not here for his man crush, Big T. But maybe he's just sleeping in today. Maybe he had a big night last night. You know who had a big night? Because winners never win. I don't even know, Helmet. I didn't even check out your notes, but I'll just do winners never win. Members.
Is Helmet doing this show?
Yeah, he's back there. He's back there. He's the one that told me about Noah's Ark.
I clicked Simon's link to get in here is the funny thing.
Oh, yeah, because it works for everyone. Don't tell everybody, though. They'll just start hopping in on these shows.
It's so funny. I clicked Simon's link. I thought it was Simon this whole time. I sent him a message even. I was wondering why he didn't write back.
It's the same link. You can hop in any show you want to at any time, Tony. You don't have to ask. I mean, you're only the fucking owner and operator. Anyways.
I thought Simon was on Sundays. That's funny.
I don't think you seriously every fucking time.
Is Helmet always Sunday? I thought Helmet was Friday, Saturday. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, you're right, guys.
Stop, Holden. I was right. They switched this week.
Who?
Helmet. He's not Sundays.
Oh, he's usually not here? I feel like I see him every Sunday.
Oh,
Fridays. Fridays is when I see him.
Yeah.
Whatever. Winners never win. Members don't either. So Jeremy Kahn, my old counterpart up in Baltimore, the dude gets COVID. He won $50K in baseball last night. $50K.
That guy's good at gambling and DFS for sure.
He said, thank you, RPS again, because I got COVID, but I woke up to $50K. So way to go. Just another
You think he went to sleep before or after JT Hayes?
He has COVID. He went to sleep before me. He probably slept all day. He just woke up to make that lineup and then boom, right back to the
JT,
nap.
I'll be honest with you, man. In mountain time, I think I probably went to sleep around the same time you did.
Oh,
you know, it actually was in the 7th inning of the Braves and the Astros. I don't know what time that was.
Oh, that's way earlier than
way worse.
And then I woke up to a win.
And he was at home on top of it. He wasn't in the sun all day.
Yeah, I was at home, my girl.
And Big Tony, I thought you'd be happy. It's a work night. I'm here for you. I mean,
no, I always want you sweating MMA with me.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think of that knockout, Big T?
Oh, I was all in Leon basically. So I thought I was dead the whole time, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things too, where, because I completely faded Usman, not because I didn't think he would win, just because the pricing and everything. So, and going into that fight, I was like basically even on everything. So I knew if Leon win, I was going to win a decent amount. And if he lost, I was probably going to lose a little bit. And I thought I was dead. Even the announcers, DC was not you. The other DC was talking on the telecast though. And he's like acting like he's resigned to the fact that he's going to lose a decision. And then like the foot, I mean, that was electric.
I mean, I was resigned to the fact that he was going to lose.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
How could you not be? He didn't even try to do anything for 4 straight rounds after the first round.
It's the flush.
I mean, that was nasty though. He was out too. Those eyeballs were out of his head.
I assume they'll just run it back on an immediate rematch.
And it'll be interesting because I'm sure Usman will be a big favorite again.
He will be. Yep.
Uncle T in the house. Good morning, Uncle T. We were actually talking about you earlier today. There is a Noah's Ark in Kentucky, which I am interested in going to. They were making fun of me for that. I am the only one that thinks you have been to Noah's Ark in Kentucky.
Uncle T definitely hasn't been to Noah's Ark.
He's not been to that Noah's Ark? I heard it flooded out. Helmet was telling me.
My family is a lot of things. I don't think we're spending much time on the Ark.
That's too bad. It's too bad, Uncle T. Go and tell me how.
We're
it
a
is,
lot of
buddy.
places, but I don't know if we're there.
The Niehaus
All
gang
right.
doesn't frequent Noah's Ark. Okay.
I don't think we're
that's
visiting the Ark all that
Shocking.
much.
Shocking. So, actually, you know what? That would be a great thing for the old guys pod when we come back. Like, we'll all have a contest and we have to go somewhere if we lose. I think Uncle T's place is the Noah's Ark.
I actually like that, where you have to, whoever loses, the other people have to pick where they got to spend like 4 hours or something.
Well, I got to go in Denver, Tony. You used to live out here.
I'd have to think about it.
You think about that? All right.
Yeah. It can't be anything worse than going to Noah's Ark for an afternoon, though.
I don't know. It sounds.
I can't think of anything worse than that.
It sounds cool to me.
Fuck yeah, there's like I heard there's
From
dinosaurs.
the dude that
and
went to
shit
bed
there.
at 8:30 on a Saturday night, go to Noah's Ark. It sounds
I
cool.
don't know. Fucking dinosaurs, I heard. And like you can have a picnic there.
There's dinosaurs in Noah's Ark?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
JT.
do know. I've seen like the thing. It's like an actual massive ark.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen the
want to go.
pictures of it.
So I don't know why you guys keep making fun, but whatever. Let's get back into the baseball part of things, though. Actually, I do have to remind you again, NFL 15, NFL season's coming up. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. If you have a subscription somewhere else, that's fine. Add it on here because you're going to get some great insight. It's not just Tony. It's not just Hoop. It's JSU. All the guys here. I'm being forced into a core, so you'll know who to fade every week. What would be more beneficial to you? Getting the plays that these guys have or the people you need to fade?
We've already talked about this, Holden. Stop sandbagging your football ability. Like, just I get so tired of you saying this shit every week during football. Like, oh, I don't know anything. And then you stroke off and read every beat writer report all freaking week and act like you don't know anything.
I don't stroke off to it, by the way.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I read it. There's no physical.
They're making fun of you for saying dinosaurs are on Noah's Ark. Like I agree with them. I've never been, but I thought it was for like animals, not dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are animals.
That doesn't seem historically accurate to me.
What the fuck are dinosaurs?
I mean, I can't. I'm not saying I have no idea if you're right or not. I just can't imagine there's dinosaurs on the Ark.
Look at JT biting his tongue right now. Oh, you don't want to comment? Good. NFL 15% off. I
want to show with JT. Where's JSU? At JSU, I need a regular show with JT during football.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right. So once again, NFL.
What day can we do it, JT? What day do you want to do it?
I don't know. What day do you want to do it?
You're the one that travels the freaking globe.
We'll right now.
Yeah.
I'll get you a day. I'll give you a day.
Are you allowing DC into this? He just invited himself.
Yeah,
DC's always invited. This is I come on Sundays every day when I see your guys' mugs on here.
I did not eat shrooms today, KJ. Stop it. That is false information. NFL 15% off life of your subscription.
Who was the fighter last night that was on shrooms?
Get out of here. There was seriously a fighter on shrooms?
DC knows.
Rockhold?
Yeah, The Rock. That dude was a psychopath.
I couldn't believe it. How did he have the energy to throw those strikes when he was so fucking tired?
He earned I was against him and I needed the other dude. And he earned my full respect because he literally couldn't stand. He almost quit after the first round because he couldn't breathe. I literally thought it was going to win. And then he just keeps firing.
He had his hands on his knees like during the fight.
And then he's wiping the blood in the dude's mouth.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Uncle T, he'd rather go on a picnic. That's wonderful. Good to hear. Or a pumpkin patch. He'd rather go to a pumpkin patch than
the picnic one. I like.
Yeah, he didn't write that. I said it wrong, so that's why you liked it.
That was funny, Holding. Good job.
I know. NFL 15. I'll just keep saying it because I'm not talking about that fucking button today. You just know what to do. NFL 15. You get everything. You get every sport. That's it. We're moving on. DC offenses today. Obviously, we see some pretty garbage pitching out there. I'm going to start with something really ugly though. Is there any Cincinnati Pittsburgh bats we could talk? Because this is about as bad at pitchers as you're getting. You're just going to shake your head and go, no, right?
I tried to play the Pirates last night against Justin Dunn. I was actually
should have played the Reds.
I was pretty excited for it, and they just did absolutely. One guy did good. Yeah, should have been on the other side. So that was my one foray into stacking the Pirates. Didn't work. Not going to try it 2 days in a row. So I'm not going to the Pirates even against Mike Minor. I guess the Reds you could play, but it's just hard to get excited about. You know, Jake Fraley seems like a big T type of play. Maybe you play him up top, but no, I'm not going to offense in this game.
All right. What are the games that you're on then? You like the Twins? And I'm not even kidding here.
Yeah, well, I'll leave the Twins to Big T. I know he's in on.
Oh, shit.
So, I'll just pass the buck, right? Just
this is the freaking slate, DC. Get up, get aboard. We're getting all our cheese back today on the Twins.
I'm gonna leave them to you. I'm going to my other team, the Atlanta Braves, against Urquidy, who gets hit hard by righty, same-handed bats, righties. And the thing about the Astros, after that long game that JT stayed up all night watching, their bullpen is gassed right now. Urquidy's gonna have to wear one if he doesn't have it here. And yeah, man, you got to. I will say, I thought we were done with Marcell Ozuna, JT, after the DUI and the domestic violence last year, whatever it was. He's back in there. I thought we were done with this guy. I was ready to be free of Ozuna.
I loved his DUI video, by the way. He kept calling him like boys, and even got a little handshake in with the cop.
He's like right back in there the next day. Come on, Atlanta, have some pride. Get rid of this.
It's 2 days. It's 2 days. It wasn't the next day. He had to sober up. I mean, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So. Listen, I think, these things happen and people go, oh my God, how good. Listen, I don't know all of the facts, but what you just spoke about, right, on that video, he's being respectful. He made a mistake and that's it, and move on. So, he's
nothing he did. This is going to sound bad, but nothing he did was that like totally egregious. Obviously, he shouldn't have been driving under the influence or whatever, but he was super nice to the guy, like overly nice. And yeah.
I think I'd have a lot bigger problem, no matter who it is. If they're like, don't you know who I am? I'm Marcell Ozuna. I'm going to get you fired. These celebrities do that stuff all the time. He didn't do that. And look, we can all agree you shouldn't be out there drinking and driving. But, those of us, I think everyone's done it once and learned a lesson, said, wait a second, I'm never going to do that again. So lucky that nothing terrible happened. Lucky that the only thing that came out of it is his arrest, which is going to cost him some time and some money. But he's $2,900 against a guy who has problems with right-handed hitters. So who knows? He may win somebody some money today.
Yeah, the post DUI narrative that always works. What do you think of the Braves today? I mean, you got to be on them today, right? Against Urquidy, JT.
Urquidy's been good, but when you look at the underlying metrics, he's still getting hit very, very hard, and most of those hard hits come from the right-handed side of the plate. Yeah. And now you've got to face Acuna, Swanson, Riley right off the bat. You got d'Arnaud instead of Contreras. I kind of would have liked Contreras in there, but d'Arnaud is a 3K catcher.
He can hit.
And the Braves, look, they've been hot. 3 out of 4 from the Mets. They took the first 2 from Houston in this series, So I do like them. I don't think they're my favorite team. I think I'll save them for maybe a 3-man, but maybe in some MME definitely can play them, because you're going to have Philly and Minnesota. Yes, good spots, but 15%, 16% for those teams this season, they're notorious for just doing nothing at that type of ownership. So I think there's some ways to get off of those bats on this slate if you want to get a little bit different.
I don't think people are going to play the Braves against Urquidy. People just never really stack against him for, because he's a decent pitcher, right? And people like to pick on the, the Koji Uriharas and the Jose Butos of the world. So,
right.
Yeah, I think
they're showing some ownership, but not as much as
in
Minnesota.
Vaughn Grisham, man, what a stud that guy
is. He's hitting 6th today, and Harris is up to 7th. No more wraparound, boys. These guys are moving up.
That's all right. I mean, listen, DC was talking about Alex Anthopoulos. I mean, and you were talking about him as well. You bring in Robbie Grossman from the Tigers, who hadn't done anything all year, and all this guy has done is hit. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, he does. Yep.
So, but there is, since we're talking offense, I'm looking at the teams that are going to be popular. The Mets are only going to be 6% owned against Kyle Gibson.
I like the Mets too. Yep, they're my second team.
That seems to me to be a spot where Philly's favored for some reason. I just think that's all backwards. I mean, I think the Mets have a game today.
The Mets have a game today. Okay. DC, are you done with your stat? You talked about the Mets. Talk about the Mets real quick, then we'll get to JT.
Yeah, I mean that hitting weather in Philadelphia is just incredible, especially for home runs. We've seen the Mets; they've had to face some tough pitchers, right? Against the Braves, both guys throwing out aces seemingly every day. Uh, Man, Gibson, like when things go south for Kyle Gibson, they go south in a hurry. The Mets obviously have one of the best lineups in baseball. It's the best hitting spot on the slate by far in Philadelphia today, and yeah, man, it does feel like the Mets are going to go up. I'm with JT. I think the Mets are win this game and then beat up on Kyle Gibson and that Philly bullpen. So yeah, Mets and Braves are the two big teams I'm looking at, and then the Twins are in there somewhere, but maybe I'll leave them to Big T.
All right, JT, talk about the Mets Braves today.
Yeah, I like them. There's some others. I mean, there's some other spots here that are not as good, but I think he can play bats. Like Tampa Bay's been hitting the ball well. They got Greinke, who's been terrible on the road. Not going to go full stack there. Maybe a couple of bats there. Kohei Arihara is a terrible pitcher. He's also like a Houdini, though. So you kind of don't know what you're going to get from him. And, but I think obviously the Twins are in a good spot. Yeah, those teams. And then the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays will put up some runs here against Nestor Cortez. The shine has kind of come off of Cortez a little bit here, especially when he's pitching against better offenses. And the Jays have they've been hitting the ball really, really well. So they got the Cole yesterday, unfortunately, because I only played the day slate. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think there's a whole lot of other places that I'm going to be going.
So, well, that was a pretty tight core then, or pretty tight as far as the teams go. Interesting stuff. Because if you go with these Braves here, my goodness, Harris 4,100, Grossman 2K, Grissom. You're not going to need to go to your 4K pitcher, Tony, if you want to play some Braves this afternoon. We got two min price ball, one at $2,100. Give me a break, the bottom of that order. But all right, let's get into it, man. Talk to us about your Twins first, because it does seem like you're going there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Twins are definitely my number one against that pitcher, but the two teams I stack, I mean, the people that look at my player pools every day already know this, but the Mets and the Braves, so I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
Those are the two teams. I think they're the two best teams in baseball. I've been saying it for a long time now. Their offense, obviously I like the Braves offense more, but I still like the Mets offense every day. They just pinch hit a little more, which is a little uneasy, but I still love them. I mean, both teams, they're just two great teams, two good matchups, even though they don't look that great on paper. I do think the Braves are going to be more popular than you guys think they are. They just, the prices, and they're just good. So, I mean, they're not going to be like crazy, but I think they'll be like 15% range.
Guys, real quick, Tony, this lineup for the Twins is bad.
I was pissed that Buxton was out, but it doesn't matter who's in the lineup because it's who they're going against. I mean, that guy is so freaking bad. And I don't know. I still like some pieces. Like I always like playing Nick Gordon, Cave. I always like him. I mean, the Twins are a perfect team you can stack with the two studs, Ohtani and Woodruff. And like if you play Gordon and Cave in your stack, you're going to be pretty unique, even though Minnesota is chalky. Like it's just how it works, because you can play, like I won't really ever play Reyes. He always gets a ton of ownership in the stack, obviously, because he's leading off. I don't know. You don't have to get that creative with the Twins to be low owned, even though they are popular. So I don't know. Those are the three in Toronto. So I think we're all pretty much on the same page. I'm not going to play anyone besides those four teams. Just looking as I put my player pool up, I don't see any reason to go outside those four teams. And I think Toronto might sneakily be my favorite. I don't know. I love all the righties against Nestor. I love that we've been trying to pick on Nestor, at least I have, for like 2 months. He's finally started to regress a little bit. And all these righties, and I know they want to beat the Yankees, so I love these righties against him in this park. So I don't know. I think we're all pretty much on the same page offensively.
Take him on the run line while you're at it too. It's been very profitable lately. And the fucking Yankees just suck.
Just keep fading the Yankees. You're going to make money. Their team is not good. Like if you change the name from the Yankees to the Reds, would anyone think they're good?
I mean,
obviously Judge is amazing.
Only because they didn't trade everybody at the deadline. That's the only reason.
I'm just saying, strictly the lineup. Like, just pull the lineup up, get rid of the Yankees, get rid of Aaron Judge, and then tell me, like, who do you like?
Yeah.
We've been saying it all year.
It's finally
all
it feels
year.
good that
Hold
it's
on a
finally
second.
coming true, though.
Not all year. Come on.
We've been saying it for a while.
They just don't
I
have that
don't.
many good hitters. That's
No.
the thing. It's like, yeah, obviously Judge is great, but the rest of these guys are like pretty uninspiring, to be honest.
You got guys in there that you'd literally never want to play. I mean, Marwin, Benintendi
IKF,
sucks.
yeah.
They traded for him. Oh, there's just a bunch of dust balls.
But I think too, opposing teams have started to figure out that, hey, if we just pitch around Judge, we can have success here. And you're seeing that more, where Judge is being treated like Juan Soto and Jose Ramirez, these other guys that were the only player on teams that you had to be worried about.
Is he going to get pitched around to where he doesn't get the 60 home runs? I mean, I hope he doesn't hit it, but
Why would you ever pitch to him?
Yeah, it's a great.
well, they did for the first 4 months of
Yeah.
the season, fucking dumbasses. And
Well, that's when Rizzo was hitting a little bit.
yeah.
Gleiber had a stretch there where he was hitting a little bit. Now it's just you got no Stanton and you've got just strikeouts at the bottom of the order. So, which makes, I mean, Manoah hasn't been great lately. And I looked at him and then I was like, no, he hasn't been great lately. But you made a good point. I mean, remember that DC? Manoah's major league debut was in Yankee Stadium and he pitched a gem in that stadium against a much better Yankee team. So maybe it isn't a bad bounce back spot for Alek Manoah.
I've been kind of off him recently, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No one's going to play him here. Pitching's not that great in general. And I'm with you. I think he is like a big game pitcher, right? I like the fact that he's in Yankee Stadium to some degree. He just seems like a guy that kind of, lives for that moment a little bit. So
Tell you what I saw today, DC. The slider's not missing a lot of bats lately. That's all I'll tell you.
Yeah. I haven't been on him, but I don't mind the play today. I could see him coming.
The Yankees will help him miss some bats.
Yeah.
Good. Please.
I don't do this often, but I do think it's a good spot to play him with Toronto bats. It doesn't matter as much in baseball, obviously, but I think there's something to be said with Toronto just wanting to beat up on this Yankees team. And if the offense gets going and he gets going, it's a nice little correlation, even though it doesn't matter as much in baseball. I do like it today.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I'm going to say this one time.
Butthole Jenkins has arrived, Holden.
What's up, Butthole? You're pitching today. Your name is now Bootho Jenkins. You're pitching for the Mets. You're going about 3 innings, and you're going to give up 6 runs, Budo.
Oh, no, Holden.
Budo
You
Jenkins
just did that to
going
our
down.
boy. You're undefeated when you just sham. Now I can't play him anymore.
No, you can't play Budo. I'm talking.
You didn't say that earlier. Where were you at when we said earlier we were going to sprinkle him in?
You should be thanking me. You
I
don't
am
need him.
right now. Now I can't play him.
Good. Get rid of Budo. Now, Butthole Jenkins, terrific. Budo, no bueno. So I'm going to say this one time today. I'm going to break it. You got to hit the like button now. 216 with 505 watching. Come on, you should be at 300. It's the only time I'm going to mention it. I won't do it anymore.
I thought you were going to say you had to get to the bet show. I thought that's what you were going to say.
Well, we're flying through this, buddy. I got plenty of time today.
Right.
Well, I already said it too. It would be the second time I said I'm going to get to the bet show. I only said it once today. We're breaking protocol a little bit on this one. We still need to get to stacks and plays of the day and all that other stuff. But I'm not going to keep the viewers hostage and tell them, you have to do it not to get to the plays of the day. I'm in a good mood today. Everything's fine. You're in a good mood. DC doesn't look like he's in pain. Tony joined us today. I just saved him a shitload of money not playing Budo Jenkins. This is a great show today. It's been one of my favorite shows, which again is why we need to start doing a morning show here at RPS. Didn't we have one? I don't know what happened to it, but we should be doing a morning show. It's as simple as that, Tony. Come on.
We're going to during football, Holden.
Oh, well,
be part of the schedule coming out.
What's that?
It'll be part of the schedule coming out whenever we finish.
We should have a scheduled release show. No one will care but us, but it'd be
like literally no one will watch.
Yeah, only us.
We can do it if you want.
Yeah, we should totally do it. Here's what happens on Monday.
Like 7 people watching.
Yeah, I want like sound effects and shit from Helmet. It's gonna be amazing. Here,
I just checked my own schedule. It as it turns out, I'm busy during the schedule release show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is good though when you see DC without the pillow. You know, things are improving. It looks like.
Yeah.
I might need.
He doesn't like it when you bring that up. By the way,
I might need a couple pillows for the schedule release show. To be honest.
yeah, one to sleep and one to sit.
The
So
only person to fall asleep on a show and run pure history was JSU. I'll never forget that golf show night when he was legit asleep on the show.
was he drunk?
Was he drunk? He didn't even drink. He was just tired. He fell
Oh my
asleep
God! He can't fall
with his
asleep on a
head like
show.
upward, just
He
out
can't fall
cold.
asleep on a show.
It was late. I'll give him credit for that. It was late. It was after midnight on one of them. He was just out cold.
Okay. Course. We do need to talk cores on FanDuel, gentlemen.
Why does FanDuel always do this shit on Sundays?
Because
And
they're
like they
assholes
always
and they
add
suck.
the one extra game, and it's always freaking cores, and it changes the whole FanDuel slate.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about shit duel. And I shouldn't have said that. FanDuel. It's just a wonderful site. It's our favorite. Any thoughts on course today, boys? We're obviously not throwing pitchers out there, but what about the
DC
offense?
said it best. I was watching the Friday show, I think, and he's like, "Yeah, the Giants, they're cheap. Everyone's gonna want to play them, but
suck.
they're dog shit."
Yeah.
It's like it's almost good, and it's really hard not to play these lefties when they play these trash. I don't even know who's playing today. I haven't looked. But
It's
the
your
last
boy
2
pitching.
days,
It's your boy.
Freeland.
Rockies. Kyle.
oh Freeland, oh baby, I love Freeland slates, but the lefties the last 2 days versus bad righties, they're so tempting to play, but man, they just suck ass.
Yeah.
And like just don't play them.
I think Urena got like 20 fantasy points. It's the first time in 3 seasons.
The whole time I kept
North
hearing
of
DC in my ear too, like they suck ass. And then I just like, why did you play
Like
him?
I know he's 2K, but he's still Brandon Crawford. Like, you know?
And he's like 25% Brandon Crawford on
Yeah,
top of it. It's like painful.
You don't feel great about it.
DK almost does us a favor in those slates, and I fell for it Friday. I didn't yesterday as much, but like price those dudes that way every time and let everyone play them, and we can just play something else, and they're almost doing you a favor.
Yeah.
Okay. So any thoughts on this game or just
I'm not
about
going against Freeland, so we'll see
Okay.
if they do. I don't know.
DC?
Yeah, I'm not playing the Giants. Someone else can play the Giants.
And you're shaking your head too. And who's the pitcher here? You just go all the way up to Ohtani?
Freeland, it's a Freeland-Junis matchup. Junis is more of a ground ball guy, I think, if I remember correctly. So I would like these other spots much more, even if the Coors game was on the DK slate.
I almost wish it was. Now that we talked about it, and like get it on there and let it, because I still like all our teams more. The Toronto Braves, Mets.
Let everyone else play those Giants guys. Go ahead. I don't want to.
Who are you paying up for a pitcher today on FanDuel? Is it just Ohtani?
Yeah, the further we go, I mean, Ohtani is obviously the highest projected guy. I'm looking more and more at Charlie Morton. No Jose Altuve in the lineup. It's a big upgrade for him. Just been so good recently. Obviously, the last game against the Mets. I don't know. I'm looking at that Astros lineup. Like we said, no Altuve. Like guys like Bregman do way more damage when they're at home. Alvarez has been in and out of the lineup with injury and hasn't been hitting that much recently. And then, I mean, the back half of it is just strikeouts galore for Morton. Guys like Myers, Maldonado, McCormick. Yeah, I don't know what his ownership looks like, Morton's, but as we've gone along here, I have more interest in him than I did at the beginning of the show.
I think it's going to be pretty low. I think you're going to see Ohtani Steele is the chalk pairing, I would expect. So I think it's going to be pretty low.
Okay. Stacks times, boys. Stacks time. DC, since we've been going to you first, we might as well go to you first again. You're not going with the Twins today. You kind of mentioned who you're playing. Just mention it again.
Braves, Mets, and I think I guess lower on the Blue Jays than JT and Big T, but Braves and Mets are my main two, and then sprinkling in the Twins as well, and mostly kind of sticking with that. So pretty straightforward.
What do you got here, JT?
Yeah, Mets, Braves, some Toronto, and then I do like pieces of the Tampa Bay lineup. I know that I don't think Tony ever plays anybody in this park, but I do think you pick on Zach Greinke when he's on the road. Pick on Zach Greinke a lot of places. He's been
Tampa's not the team though.
That's why I said I just like a couple. I mean, Yandy Diaz has been absolutely on fire, right? Rosarina's been on fire. Brandon Lau hasn't been doing much. So, like I said, just a couple of these guys are interesting to me. Not the guys that are going to be, pinch hit risk or whatever, but as one-offs, just as low on one-offs. I mean, you do a 5-2, Mets Braves with one guy from Tampa Bay, and I don't think anybody's going to have that construction. So, and then yes, some Twins just because RR is that bad, but I don't think
they're going to ship for us. It's our time. They've hurt us all year.
They just never do it when they're like owned, right? It's always when they're like 2% owned is when
maybe they won't be owned because there's no Buxton.
No, they're going to be owned.
Fuck
be owned because
they're definitely going to be owned.
Get them out of here. Forget it. I'm not bothering with it. Oh, by the way, great point. I forgot to bring this up. Jordan was hospitalized last night when they had the was it last night or the night before when they had the errant fireworks show? Friday night. He just got totally freaked out. Shortness of breath. They had to take him to the hospital. I mean, what a pussy. Come on, man.
Is that what happened?
Jordan, yeah. They had those fireworks go off during the game.
He had shortness of breath?
He had shortness of breath, and they took him to the hospital.
What?
Yeah. It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life. So
sounds
suck
like
it up, Jordan.
Strike out 3 times to Charlie Morton today. All right.
Totally soft.
If you want a good crash course in people wildly overreacting to something meaningless, go look at the reactions to Mangone's tweet when he thought that Dusty pinch hit for Jordan.
Oh, no.
Like, just so.
The one guy was so sad.
Yeah.
Like,
what happened?
Terrible. And then there was a guy in Discord, too. One of our
that's the guy I was talking about. The one that was just so mad in Discord.
Wrong. I'm paying you for information. Like, I did. Yeah. Not everybody is watching every minute of every game.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but it's
so Jordan Alvarez.
Some dude just panicking about Mangone.
Yeah.
Is what I'm talking
so
about.
Did they get upset at Mangone because?
Very, very upset.
Oh, okay.
They wanted him shipped out of Run Pure. Like they
it's
wanted him
gone. Impossible to do. So it's not happening. Sorry, dude.
Calling for Mangone's head in the Discord.
Yeah. Over sending a bad tweet about, which was a bad information. Like he thought Dusty just pulled Jordan because not knowing that something else happened, and they were just so offended that he thought that Dusty did that.
Yeah, let's suspend Mangone for an hour in Discord. So at least we tried to discipline him for no reason. Tony, Braves and Mets.
The 4 I'm on. If I had to rank them, I'd still rank the Twins number 1, even though they're chalky. But Twins, I got 4 teams. I'll probably just stack the 4 and Minnesota, Toronto, Mets, Atlanta. That'll probably be my 4 teams in some variety. I do want to know JT's take though, because he's good with these. Where's Tom Brady at? Like you always got the theories. I've seen some crazy ones out there that he's actually the masked singer and all kinds of things. I know you got a theory for us. Like, where's he at?
Do you let's start off with this question. Do you think the Buccaneers would excuse him from camp to film the fucking masked singer?
I think they'll do whatever Tom Brady wants. Personally, he can be on this show with us right now instead of.
He doesn't have to get excused from anything. He can just leave anytime he wants.
But what's the alternative, JT? You play some piece of shit instead of having a guy that wants to take off for the masked singer?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, you think about it from this perspective too, right? Remember a couple of years ago when the Players Association was negotiating their new bargaining agreement, they have a lot of issues with the number of training days, the number of contact training days. And you got a guy, Brady, who's, he's over 40 years old, trying to extend his career for a few more years. He's still been great on the field. And maybe this is one of those situations where they sat down and he said, I've shown to you, I don't need to be here in training camp. I don't need to be working out in 95-degree heat before the season starts for more than a couple of weeks. And maybe it's just as simple as that, and they just don't want to say that publicly. So I don't know.
And he's coming back this week, by the way.
Maybe. We'll see.
Very soon he's coming back. All right.
Does that mean he's getting knocked off the Masked Singer? Is he getting eliminated this week?
Who gives a shit what he does?
Is that a show where you get knocked off, or you just?
I've literally never watched it. I have no idea, but I'm assuming it's like those reality shows, though, where you get knocked off.
Yeah,
I heard it's big in the furry community.
Furry community? What's the furry community? Stop trying to get off with us for the bet show. You're rushing us.
Yeah. You can.
I am
actually
rushing you.
Go
for
to the bet show like you did a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
furries, by the way, is when we dress up like stuffed animals around our women. Yes, JT Hayes, can you? I'm throwing you in the mix. I know. Uncle T really went to Noah's Ark, and you're really a furry. All right, what's your play of the day, JT?
You're really a furry.
Call me a furry?
No, I called Tony one, not you.
Oh, all right.
I would never do that, JT.
I gotta be
respect you too
honest.
much.
I mean, the more
Will you shut the fuck up and give me a play of the day so I can get to the bet
I'm
side
not ready
already?
yet. I need to
God
say
damn
something.
it.
I have something I want to say.
I still want to talk to Holden too about something.
Yeah.
He's rushing us.
Talk to me about the furry community because I mean that's some freaky stuff.
I'm not in it. I've just seen videos.
I don't
So
believe
Just
that.
seen videos.
Yeah.
What are the videos? What are they?
I had a girl that was into it, told her I wasn't going to do it. That was it.
What
I'm going to move on.
is there furry erotica?
I'll tell you, during the pandemic, I dated some OnlyFans girls. We'll just say that. There was 2 of them. One was into furries. Let's go. What do you got, JT?
Huh. That's interesting. Gee, so it's between Mets and Braves, but I'm gonna stay on brand with the A here. Boom. And go with Austin Riley. He's been smoking the ball. Think he's gonna get one out today. Tempted to go with Ozuna for the libs. And
Well, that's where I'm going. I'll go next. I'm going.
No, you aren't.
You guys rousing defense of Marcell Ozuna's character. I just, you had to defend this man for. I think we spent a good 2-3 minutes on the show on Ozuna. Enough time where I know he's going yard if I don't play him. So I'm
2,900. He might go twice. He might do it twice.
Yeah, he's feeling. He had a day of remorse from his mistake. He's feeling good. Sunday morning, maybe he went to church. He's gonna hit some dongs for us, Marcell Ozuna.
I'm going to take that motherfucker to Noah's Ark. Tony?
I mean, is there a better story than me shitting on Albert Pujols, by the way, and him hitting like 19 dongs?
How did we forget? He's here.
I might have to,
Winnie the Pooh is here.
I'm gonna
He's been just murdering the ball.
Just so I can roster him now.
Yesterday they were just trolling me, like, "Can you say he sucks?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he sucks." And 2 more bombs.
The funny part is every time he hits a bomb, which is like twice a day, I have to think of Big T's ugly bug.
He was so bad for like 6 straight years, and I just shit on him so hard, and now he's literally Barry Bonds again, just fucking pounding the baseball.
Yeah.
So it's like, my play of the day though, easy, is Minnesota's going to be chalky, but my man Cave isn't. Give me the caveman down at the bottom of the lineup.
I like it.
Ooh. There's a little one. I don't know if I'm playing Justin Steele today. I probably am, but he's my guy. That's who I'm going with. How chalky
He's your guy, but you don't know if you're playing him? What does that
I don't know
mean?
if I'll get around to it. I just think he's a great player there.
You don't know if you'll get around to it.
Yeah, I play for fun, not to win, Tony. That's my official excuse for not winning as much. So that'll be it. I'm going to say it now on the way out. Hit the like button. We should be at 300. We were very nice to you today. And again, NFL 15% off. Your life of your subscription.
What does that get people, Holden? Tell them what it gets. Tell them what it gets them.
What?
What was it confusing? Tell them what they get with their package.
Yeah. I haven't even fucking started the spiel yet. Fucking JT's jumping in here talking shit. Shut up, JT. Jesus. NFL 15. You're throwing a ball at me again. I hope that thing goes and breaks your fucking camera. Even better, your computer. I'm going full JSU here.
The grip is elite, motherfucker. The grip
watch my mouth. I went full JSU this morning. So NFL 15% off life of your subscription. It includes our optimizer SaberSim. It includes Tony's player pool. Every player he's playing, you get it. Baseball, NFL, everything. JSU, inch for inch, best DFS player in the world. You get his player pool. I don't know who else is giving all their stuff. I think we got a ton of coordinators in there giving their cores this year. That's going to be amazing. And it's not just NFL. We killed it. Showdown playoff baseball last year. You still get the last, 6 weeks of the season. There's a lot of baseball plus the playoffs. MMA, PGA, tennis, anything you play, we got something for you. We still doing video games with Bruce? He does that, right? Yeah.
We do everything, Holden.
Huh?
We do everything.
We do everything. Yeah. All right. That's enough. Don't sandbag the bet show. I don't want to hear that. Oh, yeah. Go over to the bet show. And if you're already a subscriber, type in get bets and then you get it for free. For JT, for Helmet Behind the Scenes, DC, and Tony, I'm Holden. Just keep running pure, and Helmet, get us out of here.